Only supposed to
Keith
blow
Scott.
the bloody doors off.
Can't believe it.
don't know who you are.
He's in the studio with me.
What you want.
He is the
do have
supreme
very particular
voiceover artist of our country.
They're heading in
You're
this
too nice.
I know, it's very nice, isn't it? Anyway, we've got some impersonations. We've got Keith's story coming up. Everybody remembers how green was my cactus. Oh, played it a million times in my radio career. I've spoken to the man once or twice before, but now he's here live in the studio, so we're going to have a bit of fun. Oh, and we're also going to make him read an ad. We don't know what voice yet, but we'll do something.
Why don't you talk properly?
Oh, wow. How good are they? They are absolutely brilliant. Keith Scott, good morning and welcome to
Hey,
Marcus
Marcus.
Paul in the morning.
Great to be here and great to see the success of this new venture you're into with the podcast. It's
We
terrific.
love it.
Yeah.
We love it. We're we're enjoying ourselves. We're doing things a little different. It's
Fabulous.
hopefully we're breathing life into the old girl.
Yes.
12:69
Yes.
a.m. and of course in this day and age, it's not just about what goes out on the radio. We're multimedia apparently.
Yeah, well, I'm the old advocate of theatre of the mind. I think it's coming back.
Yes.
Well, look at the success of podcasts. There's a whole generation. They said they'd never learned the art of listening, and suddenly they're listening.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're very popular podcasts
yeah.
at the moment, and we're going to get amongst it. We started a
Great.
YouTube channel. That's why we're filming you.
Lovely.
Taking advantage of your brilliant commentary.
Well, I was told I've got a bad head even for radio. So.
Well, join the club, mate. Join the club. It's all right. We don't mind. Grant Goldman. Speaking of voices, you are
Yes.
in the Grant Goldman studio. You'll see up there that Grant always
He
looks
was one of
over
our
shoulders.
earliest RMK clients in the voiceover field.
Really?
Yes, Grant. Yeah.
Yeah, God rest his soul. We
Yes.
lost him this year.
I know. I know. And I couldn't believe, knew how old I was getting in this business when I saw his son grown up, and he looked
Mike.
exactly like his dad.
And those same golden
Yes.
tonsils.
Yeah, it's like the Ross Higgins and his sons. They all had that voice. Every one of them. Even his
know.
wife talked like that.
See, I've been told I often have an annoying voice.
No, not at all.
I don't know. I mean, it happens, but every now
Donald
and-
Trump has got an annoying voice.
Well, that's true. See, from time to time, I'll get an email saying, I can't listen to him. He's too left. And then I'll get one out of the blue that says, I can't listen to him. I don't like his voice. But they take the time to actually sit down behind the computer and write the email. So we know they're
Yeah,
listening.
that's right. Yeah,
Anyway.
keyboard warriors.
I wish. And I grew up listening to, the King, John,
Right.
who'll be here a little later this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his voice.
He was one of my very first impressions.
Wow.
I could tell you before he gets here.
Yeah.
He did the worst trick on me of all time. We did when Doug Mulray made one of his comebacks,
Right,
he
yeah.
sent up the ad that John Laws used to do about
This man is a dentist, so he can't show you his face on television.
so they had Mulray with his back to the camera, and it
Yeah.
was me doing Lawsy saying,
This man is a radio announcer. We can't show you his face.
and then Doug Mulray turned around with a gruesome smile.
Oh,
Like
Doug.
that. And then, so Laws and me are doing a live show at the Regent Theatre about 2 nights later in black
Yep.
tie, big charity thing.
Yeah.
And he spies me across the lobby.
Yeah.
And he gets my eye like this, and he walks really quickly
He's a
towards
big
me.
man. He's a tall man.
And he confronted me and said,
Was that you doing my voice on that Mulray commercial?
and he looked really angry, and I started sweating, saying, yes, it was. And he goes,
Marvellous.
and just walks away. And I thought, you mongrel, he really got me. He really got me.
Wow.
He
Fantastic.
pranked me before the word pranked.
Well, he's a big man.
Yeah.
And look, I have to be honest with you. Every now and then when he walks past in the morning, he'll wave or he'll say hello. We have a bit of a monitor issue in our bathrooms. I can say this. He's not here yet, Scruff, so it's okay. We've got a monitor issue in the bathroom, and it happens all the time where it's not like what goes out on air. It's just a feed of what's coming through here. So nothing's, compressed and all the rest of it. So whenever I'm speaking before John goes on and I'm talking to somebody, the levels are all over the place. Every now and then he'll he'll open the door, and I know what's coming. He's been to the loo before he hops on air. And he's going to have a crack at me about the levels. Now, I don't know how many people have told him, John, it's not the on-air feed, it's just a direct feed from the studio, it's not. But again, and I worry every time.
He's probably so so old school. It's like there will be people who will listen to you in bathrooms.
Well, true. But look, I'm so lucky. How lucky am I to be here?
Yeah.
To have John after me, I'm learning from the best. And
absolutely. Yeah.
What's amazing is that he trusts me to look after his show when he's
great.
on leave.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
It's amazing. But he's a little like you. He's a part of the radio fabric.
Oh yeah.
For a number of years. If you don't mind me saying, how long?
No, he's the one now because Bob Rogers just retired. So, yeah.
All right, so at a young age, you were always enchanted by the mimics and the impressionists on the Ed Sullivan Show. You began developing your ability to impersonate voices in high school, doing teachers' voices.
Yeah, graduated early.
So what were you taking the Mickey out of the teachers?
Just if they had a distinctive voice, I could project my voice, like if there were kids messing around in the playground.
Right.
And there was some guy who had a very resonant voice like that, and I'd go, right! And they actually thought it was the teacher. And then they'd turn around and say, it's just Scott.
Oh, great. So you were hired by William Hanna. There's a name we know.
From Hanna-Barbera Cartoons, yeah.
Right. So
he was setting up a branch here in St Leonard's in Sydney.
Right.
To do animation. For commercials mostly, but also for some American series because they did this farming out animation overseas for cheapness. And I just took a letter in that I had from one of his chief voice actors who did Yogi Bear, a guy called Dorse Butler.
Yeah.
And he goes, would you like to have a job around an animation studio? Of course, I was like 18, so yes, please.
Absolutely.
So I did like 6 months just seeing how the whole cartoon business worked.
So what? So this bloke, Dawes, was the voice of Yogi Bear, Huckleberry.
Yogi Bear, and Huckleberry. And my favourite of his was my first ever voice was Mr. Jinx. You remember the cat?
Yes.
Like, I hate them miserable mistype nieces to pieces, like,
So I did all of his characters, and Bill Hanna gave me a reference at the end of my 6 months there, and it got me an agent straight away,
Okay.
because of his credibility.
And of course, you've moved on from that to Looney Tunes over the years, doing the immortal Looney Tunes characters for Australia, Australasia, all the male voices in How Green Was My Cactus. But let's go to Looney Tunes first, and then we'll need to take a quick break because this is too much fun. So Looney Tunes, what were the main character voices there?
Well, there was Bugs Bunny, of course, was the star,
What's up, Doc?
and Daffy Duck,
Star of the show.
and Yosemite Sam. Eats that rabbit, and there was just all of that. But what happened was that Mel Blanc had just passed away when Warner Brothers were going worldwide with all their studio stores. And they set up a branch here in Australia with a marketing guy called John Moore, who had just seen me do all of these voices on Hey Hey one night.
Right. Yeah, so we played that earlier. We played
the old clip?
Yes, we played that on air earlier. Yeah.
From 1989. So that's and they were just setting up at the end of that year for 1990 because that was the year of Bugs Bunny's 50th anniversary.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Lovable characters.
Now he's 80 this year. I mean, it's so scary.
What, Bugs?
Yeah. Yeah, that 30 years is just...
He's an old wabbit.
Yeah, he is.
Still as wascally as ever.
Yeah, still as wascally as ever. Just a couple of sore joints, Mac.
Yeah, baby. All right, what's your favourite character? Is there, from this this era of Looney Tunes, if you could pick a favourite, I know that's a difficult question. It's like asking a parent their favourite child.
I think Daffy Duck, only because he had all the flaws and the ego that was always being bruised, like,
You're despicable.
Yeah, he was always picked on, Daffy.
Yeah, always his own fault, though,
Well, of course.
Yeah, but I had to, it was a great gig because I had, and even this year I did some little thing for Bugs Bunny, so it's still going on after 30 years, but mostly that first 5 years was doing all of the stage shows. They started doing the characters up in Movie World on the Gold Coast, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
With the people dressed up in the costumes, but it was always my voice track they were miming to, and commercials galore,
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, I want to get into the How Green Was My Cactus era.
Absolutely.
And it's a shame it finished last year. How long was the run? 33
years, almost 34.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.